We all know what it's like. You're about to go on holiday, you notice a headlamp bulb's out, so you have to change it. Fortunately, on the older model of Ducato, it's not too big a deal. Right, let's show you what's involved in changing one. You've got your headlamp here. First job is to remove it. Some of the later models of Ducato, there's a trim strip here you have to remove, but they're not too difficult and anyone with basic tools can do it. To do this particular one, you need a crosshead screwdriver, ideally in a socket, just so you get a bit more torque, a 10mm socket, and that's pretty much it. As for the headlamp bulbs, this particular one, we're upgrading it to Osram night breakers. There are lots of other brands out there. These have exactly the same wattage as the original bulbs, that's very important. H7 is the specific size of bulb you need to fit the dipped and main beam on this particular model. But you need to look at the back of the bulb and see what is stamped on the back of the bulb on your particular vehicle if you're unsure. Right, let's get the grill off. There's 4 screws holding the grill on at the top and it has 3 clips at the bottom. It just pulls out once the 4 screws released. They often seize in place. This one already had 1 screw snapped when I came near it and I snapped off the other one. Ideally when you remove them, grease them, it will stop it happening. You could use a screwdriver, a crosshead screwdriver to undo these. Best to use a socket with a bit of torque. Therein lies the problem. It's very easy to snap the heads off. So if all 4 snap off, you will need to take it to a garage, have the thread stubs removed and just rethreaded. Not a big deal, but it's a bit annoying. So grease the threads when you've removed the screws to avoid that happening in future and make headlamp bulb changing easier. Next job, take the grill off. Very easy, just pull it forward and it's on spring clips at the bottom. It will just pop out with a bit of wiggling. Okay, 2 bolt fixings to remove the headlight. One is here, one is here. It's a 10mm socket. Just loosen this one off and it should come off fairly easily. The headlamp's held in on a clip, so you can remove both these bolts, it won't drop on the floor. Remove the other one. With both clips removed, you can start to bring the headlight forward, and it's on a spring clip. It just pops out. It's on a ball socket at the back. Need to remove this electrical connector. You just slide the spring clip out the way, and then pull it back towards the van. That releases that. So remove the back clip, remove the front clip, then we can remove this rubber cover. This is the dipped beam bulb, this is the main beam bulb. Varies for all vehicles, some have both bulbs in one unit. In this particular vehicle we've got completely separate bulbs. We're going to change the dipped beam bulb, which is this one. We need to release these spring clips to remove this dipped beam bulb. Just push them down and then waggle them out of the way of the wires. Take care not to touch the glass, that's the golden rule. On these bulbs, there's a little stamp on it, or a little lettering. It says H7 in this case, that's the size of the bulb. Also says 12 volts, 55 watts. You need to check in your owner's manual and replace it with the correct bulb rating. You don't want to go for a higher rated bulb. 55 watt, 60 watt bulbs are the maximum you can legally put in these headlamps, so you must stick to those. You can get high wattage headlamps, you're not allowed to use them legally on the road. Here's the new bulb. There's a lug by my thumb. Don't touch the glass, but make sure that lug's in the right place. It needs to be facing towards the top of the headlamp bowl. Pop it in place, and the next job, put the spring clips in, and then put the terminal pins back on. Doesn't matter which way around they go. And that's it, bulb replaced. Now we just need to put the cover back on. So make sure the seal is aligned. Put the spring clips on. Don't force them. If they don't go on easily, it might not be in the right position. They should just clip on easily. Then we just need to put the electrical loom connector back on. And then clip it in place. That headlamp's now ready to go back on the motorhome. It'll click like that when it goes on properly. might knock your headlight adjustment out slightly. There's a threaded adapter behind that you need to get a spanner on to lock in place. It's best to have that checked at an MOT test station if it's moved in any great shape. But other than that, that headlight is done. I'm also doing the other bulb while I'm at it, not because it's failed, but just so it's a matching up rated bulb. Right. Okay, let's check the headlamps work. They're working. So you can see that changing your headlamps, quite a simple procedure. Just need a few basic tools, a few pointers to be aware of. Whole thing, it'll take you half an hour. Not a big deal.